Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for the Hinge-It Clutter Buster Behind the Door Towel Rack. You'll receive 4 towel bars, 4 pull pieces, a bag of mounting hardware, and an illustrated instruction sheet. Each of the 4 pulls has a pair of keyhole slots for attaching one of the towel bars. The top and bottom pieces will have caps at one end, while the middle sections will have open ends and a tapered side. Each of the towel bar arms is made of a strong, rigid painted metal and measures 16 inches long with a decorative plastic chrome ball at the end. On the other side are 2 mounting tabs with pre-installed rubber O-rings to help secure them. The entire assembly is rust-proof and feels heavy-duty. The eyehooks and drywall anchors included are optional for wall mounting. They'll allow you to slide the poles through them if you don't want to do a door hinge installation, but I'll show you the door hinge installation next. This is the back of our bathroom door, where I'll be installing this towel rack. As you can see, we have an existing behind the door towel rack, and we modified the arms on it to be long enough to hang the full width of a bath towel without folding. However, the brackets that hold these arms are plastic and have broken due to the weight of the wet towels putting stress on them over time. Even the hinge attachment points are cracked from simply opening and closing the door. So we're hoping the Hinge-It all-metal towel rack is more durable. First, we need to measure the distance between the tops of the top and bottom door hinge, which looks to be about 60.5 inches. We'll need this in order to assemble the new towel bar. We'll attach one of the arms to each of the pull sections by inserting their tabs into the round part of the keyhole slots and sliding them down into the channel below. When properly assembled, the O-rings will be sandwiched between the pull and the arm. This is the top section, which has a cap at the top and a narrow bottom end. Next, assemble the 2 middle sections, and finally the bottom piece. Starting from the bottom, which has a cap on the lower end, place the narrow end of a middle pull into its top, and repeat with the second middle pull and finishing with the top pull. Next, we'll attach one of the metal brackets from the hardware pack to the top hole on the back of the pull assembly, with one of the screws from the hardware pack. Now, using the measurement from earlier, which for me is 60.5 inches, set the lower hinge to that height and secure it to the hole at the bottom of the pull. If you have trouble getting the screw to thread in, work a little bit in at a time, backing out and tightening the screw repeatedly until the screw cuts a thread into the hole. Also, if your door has 3 hinges, you'll need to repeat this step for the middle hinge. However, my door only has 2 hinges. The nail in the hardware package is supposed to help you get your hinge pins out, but this only works if the bottom of the hinge is open and not closed like mine. Since the nail won't be able to push the pin up from the bottom, I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to help me lift the pin out from under its cap. I'm going to gently catch the underside of the cap and pry it up. Once you have about ½ an inch of it out, you can go ahead and rest the tip of the screwdriver under the cap and tap on the other end of it with a hammer. Once at the top, you can pull it out. Then do the same with the pin at the top. Again, if your door has 3 hinges, do this for the middle hinge as well. Next, place the Hinge-It's top bracket over the top hinge. Place one of the black plastic spacers into the hole at the top, then reinsert the pin through the bracket into the hinge. Sometimes it goes in easily, other times you'll need to make slight adjustments to the door to get the hinge pieces to align perfectly straight, or you can gently tap it in at the end with a hammer. Then do the same with the rest of your hinges. After installation, check to make sure the height of your brackets were set correctly. There should not be a lot of play in between the pull sections as you see here. This looseness will cause the pull to feel excessively wobbly, so unfortunately I had to remove the rack to change the position of the top bracket to shorten the pull a bit. The bars for this towel rack are shorter in length than my previous one, so in order for my towels to fit, I have to fold them in half lengthwise. Also, since the distance between each arm is only 16 inches long, if you don't want your towels to touch, you'll need to fold the towel in half widthwise as well. When rotating the arms, they tend to all move together, but if you hold one section steady, they will articulate independently, so you can swivel one at a time if you need to. The towel bar is compact and doesn't interfere with the door's opening and closing. It also doesn't squeak or make any noise and tends to move along with the door. Overall, the installation for this towel bar was simple and straightforward. While I would have preferred longer arms so I could spread the towels out to dry, I appreciate the better durability of the metal arms and brackets. This rack holds multiple wet towels well without bending or drooping, and helps save space in our small bathroom. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.